morning, everyone.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
Next item on the agenda, we have the minutes from the Vigo County Auditor.
And it looks like you should have 3 sets of minutes. The first one are from the January 4th, 2022 minutes. That should have been your probably reorganization meeting.
January 6th.
January 4th you have first.
Okay.
That was your Tuesday meeting,
The board appointments was done later on the 6th, right?
correct?
I'm not seeing the ones for the 4th. There they are. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the 4th.
Second.
Aye.
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 Okay, and you also have the minutes from January 6th, 2022 for your approval.
There's a minor typo. Yeah, that, what is that? 2221? Is that the one you're talking about? No. Did you see it? It's just an extra.
Oh, okay.
Or no, it had one season on. Did you? It's just a minor, very minor thing.
You want to amend it, or?
I don't know, does it approve it with that being amended? Is that what you want to, what
That's
we should
fine.
do?
Yeah, just to take the one off.
Okay, so
Otherwise,
we'll
we have
change that
2,000.
to make it 2022 instead of
20,000.
whatever it is on there.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion to approve it.
All right, second. Aye.
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 And you should have rezoning minutes from January 10th, 2022.
Oh, yeah.
So with Mike not being there, is he good to vote on that? Or do we have to wait?
That's up to your county attorney, but I've always been told that all you are doing is voting on what you believe to be the minutes.
Okay.
You're just approving the minutes
Yeah,
as they are.
right.
But that would be up to your county attorney.
I just don't
If they have
vote
a
on it
different
if I'm
opinion.
not there, so that's.
If they
fine.
have a different opinion, you're actually just voting,
My understanding is the same, it's just the accuracy of the minutes that you're voting on here.
you know.
Well, it's
He
accurate
does-
as I see it, so I'll make a motion to approve it.
I would second that.
Okay.
All by aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you want to go on?
Next item on the agenda, we have appointment to the Capital Improvement Board for Chris Weitzer.
Joel, can we back up a minute? You
Oh,
want to do
sorry.
the claims real
Oh,
quick?
sorry,
Yeah,
it just didn't say.
Yeah,
My
I didn't
bad.
see it on there, but do you want to do the claims?
Yeah, go ahead and do the claims, I apologize.
That's all right. You should have the claims from January 1, 2022 to January 7th, 2022, in the amount of $1,167,307.94, plus payroll in the amount of $1,047,535.47, for a total amount of $2,214,843.41 for your approval.
I don't have that one.
You want to glance at them?
The one that I have is January 8th through the 14th.
Yeah, she
No.
placed those in your box earlier,
Can I see
prior
it?
to this one.
Just so I can review it to make sure.
You want to see this one?
Yeah. Do you have yours, Mike?
She said she had put those in the box, so. Yeah, they moved them.
You good?
Here, let's start looking at that one. No, they should, that's the ones they have seen, I think. Rest of them got put in their box. Put their box.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims January 1st, January 7th, total amount of $2,214,843.41.
Second. Aye.
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 And then you should have a second set of claims. Is that the ones you do have? Dated January 8th, 2022 to January 14th, 2022, in the amount of $3,948,553.08 for your approval.
I'm good.
Make motion approved.
Second?
Aye.
Aye.
That's all I have for now.
Sorry about that.
Right.
Very good.
Next item on the agenda, we have appointment to the Capital Improvement Board for Chris Weitzer.
I would make a motion to, Mr. Schweitzer was, his appointment to the Capital Improvement Board, and he had 1 year term, I think, to fill out for Commissioner Judy Anderson, and he would like to reappoint himself, so I make a motion to reappoint Chris Weitzer to the Capital Improvement Board.
And that's for how many years? Is it 2 years? 3? 3 years? Okay, I'll second it.
Okay, all by aye?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Next item on the agenda, there's Drainage Board appointments for Larry Robbins, Tammy Allen, Jan Kame, Evan Miller, and Bob James.
Okay. One change on that, with the retirement of Dave Myers, and he recommended his appointment of Evan on the Drainage Board. What are our meetings? Quarterly? Oh, every other month. Yeah. Yeah.
Tammy, do you want to tell the group what the Drainage Board actually does? No, I didn't think you did. Does anybody care what the Drainage Board does? Anybody in the audience?
Well, Bruce
I
Allen.
believe your
Bruce, you
surveyor
wanna
could
come up and give
answer
a
that
speech, Bruce?
question.
I think people should know what it does. It's very important.
Yeah, and it could solve.
Come on, Bruce.
It could look into a couple of things we might have to address in the future.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you, Brendan.
Sure.
We're just in charge of all regulated legal drains throughout the county. There's 8 of them in the county. And that's all we have jurisdiction on.
And are there more in one area of the county than others? Like Lakewood, I know that there was a little hole that opened up several years ago that I attended a couple of meetings on. That was in your jurisdiction, that particular drain.
There's Lakewood East and Lakewood West, Deerfield, Creel Lake, Swope Ditch, Cox Ditch 1, and I think that may be it.
Okay, so Thompson Ditch, they have their own districts,
That's with the city.
stuff like that. That's with the city?
Yeah.
Okay. So the board meets just to make sure that the drains are draining?
Right.
Okay, not to get too technical.
They vote on-
Well, the landowners pay assessments to maintain the ditch.
And then we maintain them?
Yes.
County highway guys? Contractors?
Some projects contracted,
Okay.
some of it gets contracted out.
Well, thank you for educating everybody about the importance of the Drainage Board.
Well, thanks for inviting me up.
Yes, yes. This is, I think, the second time you've come to the podium, and I know I'm going to hear about this later. So, excellent job. He does do a good job. He thinks he doesn't, but he does a good job. Yeah.
It's important
I know.
stuff.
It is. Well, it's just one of those goofy things that is part of government that, nobody thinks about or knows about, so. You made a motion? Or,
I make a motion to.
okay, and I'll second it.
Those appointments. Oh, I just mentioned Evan.
Okay.
All by aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda, we have the overhead door at the Juvenile Center for Mr. Lattimore.
Norm, is there anything you want to share? You need a new door, right? Okay.
I need a door. It's damaged. We had the overhead door come in, look about trying to repair it. They can't repair it. It's old. So to replace it takes about 6 to 8 weeks. So we just need to, there's a vehicle that's stuck inside the Sally Port. We can't get it out because we can't get the door up. Winter, we don't want to open it up and have it not be able to come back down, so.
Okay. And it's something about the torsion bar, and you can't get them anymore?
Well, this is one of those doors that's, it rolls up inside of housing, and I guess it's probably 10 years old or so. They've replaced the guts before, about 4 or 5 years ago, and we had a situation where we had an accident, and the door came down on top of a vehicle. When they got the vehicle out, it kinked the door and damaged some stuff inside, so it can't even be moved.
Okay. So there was an insurance claim on that for the door?
I don't think there was.
No? Okay.
So you're paying for this out of your non-reverting fund?
Say it one more time?
You're paying for this out of your non-reverting fund?
Nope, that's why I'm come here.
Is there not money in your non-reverting fund?
Oh, there might be. I haven't looked. I mean,
You want the commissioners to pay for it out of maintenance?
yes,
How much is it, Norm?
$7,358.
Okay. I'm good with it.
All right.
I'll make a motion to approve the expense to replace the door.
Second. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Norm.
Next item on the agenda, we have road acceptance from Lakewood and Santa Maria Court.
The first petition we have today is the acceptance of Santa Maria Court. The petitioners are Helia and Calvin Troutvetter. The property ownership at record would be Helia, Mayhair, and Ronaldo David. That property is located in Sugar Creek Township. The subdivision was recorded on October the 16th, 1991, and the developers had just finished or bringing the cul-de-sac up to county standards, and they would like for the commissioners to accept that into the road inventory.
So you've looked at it, inspected it, you're good to go?
I handle the application aspect of it. Larry did work with the petitioners to make sure that they brought the cul-de-sac up to code. They brought the pavement out, and then, there he is.
Hi, Larry.
Yes, we have inspected it. It does meet the minimum standard codes to be accepted.
Did we do a school bus test on this one?
We did not. This is one of those that's not long enough for the school bus to go into. They would still pick up on the road on thralls anyway.
So on Beacon, what I'm showing, it shows a much larger cutout than what the road is.
Correct.
Is that's no big deal though, right?
That's not really a big deal.
Okay.
The cul-de-sac itself meets the minimum standards. Really, the only thing I think that goes down there to utilize that would be a trash truck or passenger vehicles.
Is that the 75-foot radius deal?
The minimum was 50.
50? I got it. Okay. And just for point of discussion, we're still working on changing that, right?
Yes, at least one of the cul-de-sacs.
One cul-de-sac
Yes.
per school bus.
Yes, and that's for school bus purposes. This subdivision in particular, in my discussion with school corporation, they would not go down that anyway. They would pick up right there at Thralls.
Yeah.
Just
okay.
because they wouldn't jump in there and go.
So there's one lot that hasn't been developed. Are there plans to build anything there? Do we know?
I think adjoining property owner bought that lot. That was,
Okay.
Yep.
So it's done.
Yep, it's 100% built out.
I'm good. You good?
Yep.
Make a motion to approve the
Second.
acceptance.
Aye. Aye. Okay.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
So that was,
That was Santa Maria.
Yep, Santa Maria.
And the next one,
Lakewood.
where'd my paper go?
Yeah, the second petition for 2022 would be the Lakewood 18th
Okay.
plat. That's lots 1 through 37.
Yeah, I know.
That subdivision was heard and recorded October the 9th, 2007. And Mr. Furterman is here today to petition and to have the commissioners accept the roadway into the county network.
So I did go out there last week to look at it. There are a couple minor things. Norm and I talked about it. They were addressed and fixed, so it looked good. I think actually it looked great.
Yeah, North's been great to work with. You know, he got in there and we got it paved shortly after we did Lakewood before, the first phase. So it's all taken care of and meets standards. I think the only minor issue we would have would be build out, but I think we're pretty much close to that, you know, with those goals, what we need to meet. So, you know, we've reviewed it and it meets all of our standards for acceptance.
You know, I would like to share that, you know, we just completed phase 2 of our paving project in the neighborhood. Norm approached us, says, hey, if I do this investment, will you guys consider taking it in? And that really felt good that Norm didn't have to do that, but he stepped up, you invested in it and did it right. And the cul-de-sacs back in there too. And so it's good to see this public-private partnership work. You know, we were out there last week doing an evaluation of all the signage in the neighborhood. We realized that some of the signs aren't where they need to be up to code, so we're looking at doing a big sign replacement project in Lakewood that we've actually already started and ordered the signs. So it's definitely a great subdivision, good people that take good care of their homes, and it's one that I'm glad that we made a decision to invest in it. So thanks, Norm, for everything you've done. Sure. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm, you know, we get these things presented to us and where we should go in and have to fix roads and then adopt the road and you've got a developer that just steps up and does this
He just did it.
like he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
So it obviously can be done.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks, Norm.
Thanks, Norm. Motion to accept.
Second.
All by aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Next item on the agenda would be the Indiana State University Off-Campus Federal College Work-Study Program Agreement with the Prosecutor's Office, and this would cover the academic year, August 14, 2021 to May 6, 2022.
Okay. This is addition to what we passed. I had to have a special meeting on the last of the year, is that right?
Yes.
Okay,
This one's an addition.
okay.
I believe it'll have to deal with that high-tech crime unit.
It is. This is an agreement that Indiana State now has brought that they wanted signed also.
Okay,
They
You're
just brought
good
it.
with it?
All
Yes,
right.
yeah, they
You
just
want
brought
it?
it to our office at the end of last week.
all right. That's what I was confused about, because I thought there was like 4 or 5 agreements. Okay, so this is an addition
Yes.
from the university. Okay.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Next item on the agenda, the SRI Commissioner's Certificate
They said they-
Sales Service Addendum to the SRI Tax Sales Service Agreement Resolution. Essentially, the addendum offers a description of the SRI services to be offered and then a description of the county services to be offered. It's a general overview.
So,
Can I speak on it?
yeah, because this is one of my favorite subjects.
Oh,
Is this the commissioner's sale?
it's called the certificate.
What we in layman's terms call the commissioner's sale?
Yes.
Sure. All right.
Yes, only a commissioner's sale is handled a tad bit different than what. a
It says
certificate
commissioner's
sale.
sale.
But it's a commissioner's certificate sale.
Okay.
The date of the sale would be online, April 4th through the 6th, which is a Monday through Wednesday, and we would request that they would pay by that Friday, the 8th. With this resolution, you do need to set a minimum amount. It's always been in the past $250, and that is to try to cover all the county costs for that. John, who is our tax sale expert in our office, is here if you have any questions. He has reached out for a list of all the properties to get to him by this afternoon. Sometime you can go through that list, and if there are some that you would like to increase the minimum,
Yeah.
Is that with a certificate sale, it has to be less than the amount of taxes owed,
correct.
and that's by statute. So we typically have it at $250 because that seems to cover the cost. But in the instance, if there was something that was certified for $189, our maximum that we could bid or have an initial starting bid would be 188.
Right.
You know, so typically, we do have it at the 250.
But if you do have a property, as we've had in the past, where the taxes owed are 50,000, 60,000, and you see that it,
It's worth $1,000.
yes, you can increase that minimum. That being said, he's to get the list from Joe today. And we would have to have those back to SRI by Monday or Tuesday, correct? If you want to
Yeah, we have a really
increase any of
tight
those. We have a
turnaround
tight
time.
window,
So we need to look at the red flag properties and then
correct.
adjust as needed. Whereas in
So-
the past, we had people approach us after we did that, and
Yeah. I will have John, as soon as he gets that list, get it to your office. But for resolution purposes, we do need to at least set the minimum,
and your
And-
recommendation's $250.
and we've done it 250 for the last few years. And in the future, we may have to consider increasing that a little bit more, because your county costs are starting to increase. But at this point, at least that covers the fee for SRI and kind of advertising cost.
So John, help us with a little refresher. The commissioner's certificate sale are for properties that were never sold in the tax sales.
Right.
And
Yes,
so,
they have to go through the fall sale, which
Right.
is the one that has a minimum bid of the amount of taxes owed.
right.
And if it doesn't go through that, it can't go into the certificate sale.
And these are usually properties that nobody wants, but,
Oftentimes, there are lots that are next, you know, that.
Adjoining.
Yes.
yeah.
The house
So it's
was
an
demolished.
opportunity for them to get to, a landowner to grab the property next door.
That's what we would ideally recommend.
Are we having the same kind of issue with the commissioner's certificate sales that we are with the tax sales, where these Florida companies or out-of-state companies are buying these properties sight
Unfortunately,
unseen? And
yes.
then, is there any way to, I mean, because, you know, we dealt with, there's a burned-up house in, is that Seymour that we're dealing with? $50,000, they bought it and then they walked away, or
I
what's the
believe so.
story?
Yeah, that they were burned down and they just essentially didn't want to deal with the property anymore, from my understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, unfortunately,
rotate
there's
back.
nothing in the books that say that we could, you know, say you have to take it, or oftentimes they'll buy a property and then decide they don't want it, and that's the last you hear from them,
And if we blackball that company, then they just form a new LLC and they're back again.
pretty much.
So what's the number of properties we're talking about right now?
Most likely, now I haven't seen the final, the listing from SRI until later on today, but typically it would be around 1,100.
Okay.
In the commissioner's certificate sale or the tax sale, or both?
That's the commissioner, so that's after the property's sold or redeemed.
1,100?
Yes.
So, some problems that we've been dealing with that, like say that these out-of-state people buy up some of these properties is then they become eyesores and what have you. So at this point, 1,100, and we can review those, and that's at our determination as commissioners to pull any of them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because we've pulled some to use for the Bicentennial Park project before, over in West or the Dresser area.
And typically redevelopment request a few.
Yeah.
There are a few different not-for-profits.
I do want to make a note, though.
Yeah.
For those properties that you choose to pull and maybe assign the certificate to, whether it be, the only ones you can do are a governmental entity or a nonprofit at this point. But remind them, because a lot of them think you're just giving them the property. You are giving them the certificate, and they are required to follow all rules as though a buyer would. And that means that they have to do the title search, they have to notify everyone, they have to petition the courts. So there are still some costs to it that they are required to do. I'm just making that so that it is publicly known to everyone, because the
Right.
commissioners sometimes get asked that, and then they believe that the commissioners have given them the property. And so I just want to make it clear that there are still those procedures that they must follow as though they purchased the property.
Well, I tell everybody to hire an attorney. I mean, because
That is the best.
I've
thing
been trying to
do.
learn this game, you know, I pick John's brain occasionally to figure this out. I
Yeah.
find it fascinating, and admittedly, I still struggle with it, so, yeah, there's attorneys in town that are experts in this.
And for purposes of this is a 180-day redemption
Right.
for the certificate sale.
it's-
The
it's
A sale
4
is
months.
the 1-year redemption
Yeah.
period.
But you're still required to, you know, to just send the same notices and, you know.
And
the
these
same
would have been
title search.
properties certified as of July 1 of 2020.
21.
21, oh yeah, we're in 2022. July 1 of 2021.
Wow.
And then if there's liens and stuff attached to it, we can choose to forgive those or not. If there are liens imposed by us for grass cutting, stuff like that.
Typically, anything prior to July 1
2020.
of 2021 will be written off,
Okay.
okay? After that is, the taxpayer would be liable for. So they're liable for the current taxes coming in and any liens or, you know, such as sewer or grass lien.
Okay.
Any liens placed after July 1 of 2021, they're still responsible,
Okay.
unless it's a county lien and you choose to forgive it.
Yeah, if it falls
But-
under us, we can waive it. In some cases. You good with the resolution?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the resolution as presented by Cheryl.
Second. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thanks, John.
Thank you, John.
Thanks.
Next item on the agenda, comment from commissioners or other elected officials.
I don't have,
You're redoing a parking lot for better parking for customer service?
I'm not doing anything, no.
Well, I thought I read something while I was gone.
Oh, in the email?
Yeah.
No, somebody asked to put parking spots. Was that you, Diana? Who asked for parking
Josie.
spots up against, Josie, hi Josie, up against the curb up here, which makes sense. Front, yeah, because we have it sectioned off for handicap now, right? Okay, and you wanted, I don't know why it hasn't been done before. No, I think I just replied, we can look at it. I didn't say I was gonna do it. Man, you're making me nervous. But then, didn't Chris reply that that's part of the facade program?
I don't know about that.
Okay, we're looking at it, Josie.
But I think it could be done in the meantime, probably.
They can temporarily. You got some white spray paint and a ruler? Well, we'll make it work. I mean, there's really no reason not to, right?
Yeah.
Cheryl?
I will take you back a few years to prior some other commissioners when we first came here. And in all honesty, employees are supposed to park.
Back here.
No.
Oh.
You don't park in the front row, you don't park in that first part of the first row at the, what I'd call the second row. You're supposed to park either the last back half of that second row and on back, third row, all employees
Okay.
in
Is
the
that
lot.
the solution then?
I'm just stating that that's the way it was and that's what we used to do.
Are you volunteering to send out that email to all the employees?
I don't know, I probably still have it in my email somewhere
Yeah.
where it was sent to me. but-
Okay, well, yeah, all joking aside.
But when we came here, that was what it was set at. That's why that first row, I would say, at the second row also, was to be for
That makes sense.
those visiting the annex.
Okay.
All right.
Some of us that have got that memo that have been here always do park out farther.
So we can send out a reminder, and then we'll look at finding some spray paint.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Thanks,
good?
Josie.
Kevin's up there.
Yeah, Kevin.
Hi. First thing, just to address back when you were talking about the tax sale. One other thing as a reminder is, because we have had a situation happen, if the commissioners pull a property and give it to an exempt organization, church, development,
Environmental
anything
nonprofit.
like that, they still have to follow the steps through the assessor's office to get that property as exempt. They have to file a Form 136. If they do not, it is not exempt until they make that filing. The other thing is, and I do know we're supposed to get this on your agenda, and I apologize, but I just got this email this morning. Midwest Pre-Sort is who does our Form 11s. They've done them for the last 3 years. They did send it to me, and they said they have had issues with getting envelopes ordered and things like that because of freight. So they need it as soon as I can get it. I apologize that I just got it this morning, so I do need to present that to the commissioners if I can get your signatures so that we can get that going, because otherwise it'll be 2 weeks before you meet again. I will say, the original agreement we had with them 3 years ago, since then they've had a 5.1 increase of the contract because of postage and envelopes. But because of some changes we've made in-house, I don't have them send out the ones that are exempt. I hand deliver them, or I allow the people to come pick them up if they'd like. So it decreased the amount that goes out, so we still fall within that original quote from 3 years ago. So we've ate up that cushion, so we're still fine with that. So I just wanted to present that to the commissioners if I can get that signed.
And it's the same agreement that we signed previously?
It's the exact same one for the last 3 years.
Okay. And the last one was signed 3 years ago?
With a 5.1% increase, okay.
It's a 5.1% increase over what they were paid last year, not what the contract, because we always came in under, but we're still under.
So, motion to approve this?
Yeah, I got.
All by aye? Aye. Thanks. Go ahead and get this business done.
Any other comments from commissioners or other elected officials? If not, we'll move on to comments from the public. Are there any comments from the public today?
Joey, nothing on the interweb?
No, I have not personally received any.
Okay.
I think we're all good.
All right. Well, then we shall recess for a while.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.